Don't know what happened there, but I'll just wait for Mo to come back in. Hope you guys have found it okay so far anyway. I have no clue what happened. Or does it lock off after an hour? And I didn't even realise. You guys found it okay so far? The artwork, you would have to ask Tafari, ask him tomorrow. I was peckish, mate. Nah, Cam, that's to you, the presenting. I don't know where Mo's gone. Can't have dinner or something. Anybody got any questions they want to ask Mo? Yeah, Mo, I'll put you in now. Just gonna add him back in. Definitely comfort break.
Yes, we're back.
Yes, bro.
We are back.
Okay. Quick thing. Someone just asked me how long I've known you for.
How long? Well, hold on a sec. I'm trying to think now.
It was in Leeds first though, innit?
Yeah, you done the show in Leeds. Was it the Marcus Garvey Centre or something like that?
I don't know what it was called.
Yeah, so,
Something like
something
that.
along that line. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So that was
Ask
like
Mo where his
2007.
ring light is from. My ring light is from, where is it from? Amazon? On the cheap. It's like £40. Banging there, innit? Got the skin moisturized.
These are the you, Lee. Getting all
Nah,
the difference.
I'll tell you what I use.
It's a Manchester accent. Sorry, go on.
I use this cream, yeah. It's called Mind Your Business, yeah. So you put it on. Nah, I joke. Now I use you know, there's a brand called Kiehl's. Have you heard of it? It's all like natural, not tested on animals or nothing like that. So that's I'm quite sensitive skin in it, so that's the only one I can really use. Cocoa butter makes my skin too shiny, bruv. Looking like a chipolata and that. So yeah.
Yeah, Mo, we'll get back into it anyway. But
Yeah, man.
Manchester and London. Manchester and London. You say London people are more stush basically.
Nah, London people. It's just that we have so much going on, and we just have a stushness by default. Does that make sense? Like, this is by default. We don't even mean to. Like, no, I don't mean everyone in London though. But when you do some of the black shows here, this have stushness by default. So yeah, man. When I've done shows out of London, and I can mention Manchester, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Bristol, Cardiff, all those places. Oh man, they give you so much proper love. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to explain. You know what I mean? Other places in the country do, but those places I mentioned, they just, yeah, man. Do you know what I mean? Like Birmingham, yo man, like you're funny, bro. Yo blood, yo blood, yo blood. These man are funny, blood.
I hear the accent, man. I hear the accent. So, okay, so talking about the crowds. Obviously, I work with a lot of people that do entertainment in it. So, what's the difference between London entertainers and Manchester entertainers? And one thing I rate you for, yeah, is that even when you come to Manchester, you don't have that you don't think like, I'm too big to share the stage with these people up and coming.
Nah.
Which you could easily do.
Nah, bruv, not at all, man. I don't really know. I think like what I've always liked about Manchester, yeah, is like, you know, you can get a guy who's a singer and people are coming out for this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like he'll have his family there, his friends will be there supporting him. And I think that's one thing I've always seen in Manchester where I'm like, rah, man. Like that's so sick that everyone. It reminds me when I first started doing comedy, where like my friends would come to the gigs and stuff. You know what I mean? I think sometimes it's weird with London because a lot of the shows like that in London, there's not as many at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
there's not as many as those kind of shows. And I guess sometimes it's weird because with London, everyone knows each other. If I'm completely honest,
really,
everyone knows each other. So it's like it's like a little clique almost. Do you know what I mean? Like so, you know, people don't really need their friends and family to come because when you go, you're gonna see someone else there, you know. And the networking is like, yeah, man, I got this show here or I got this show there and stuff. I guess with Manchester, there's not always as many shows, so you know what I mean. Like that, I can see why people would bring more people to a show because they're like, look, there isn't as many shows. So I beg you come here. Does that make sense? You know? You know what I mean? So yeah.
What advice would you give to like people from Manchester or up north or wherever coming up?
Look, man. I think it's one of them things where it's just like, you know, like if you're performing in one part of the country, explore it. Do you know what I mean? Like go to Birmingham, go Manchester for shows and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like as long as you can get some kind of, if you can get travel money, yeah, cool. You know, if not to say, you know what, you have to invest in yourself. You know, that's one thing that's massive, you know, always invest in yourself. You know, you might not get paid, but you have to get that, you know, buy yourself a train ticket, perform at the show, maybe try and get a train back or stay the night and stuff. Yeah, it becomes expensive, but you don't know how one show can change your life. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, or get you a contact that is just like, raw, like, you know, like, oh my gosh, like I've met this, I've done, you know, I'm a singer, I met this person who, you know, he does music as well and he's got a studio and stuff. I think that's what's really, really important, you know, is to really spread yourself out there. Do you know what I mean? Now, it's very easy to kind of be within, you know, performing within your community. But I always say, like, you don't want to be the local person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that local. Yeah, man, he's good, bruv. He's from my road. He's from my state. I'm telling you, he's going to be the one. He's going far. You got to spread yourself out there, man. Just take yourself to other places. There's performances. Just, yeah, but you have to also invest in yourself as well. Do you know what I mean? If you make money from a show, try and put some of that money away and just, you know, put it into another show, maybe a train ticket. Maybe look at getting yourself, you know, a student rail card that can save you money. Getting a coach. Yeah, it's long. No one wants to be on a coach, but these are the things you have to do. If you really want it, you have to show that you want it. You can't be bougie in this thing, if I'm honest.
Yeah. How important is branding?
Branding is essential. Branding is so essential. You have to look at yourself as a brand. If you're going to get into this music, comedy, acting, you know, you have to look at yourself as a brand, how you portray yourself. You know what I mean? So if you're going to shows and, you know what I mean, you got the man them and you're let's say you're a singer and you're just rolling with a bag of goons, that doesn't look good for your brand. That doesn't look great for your brand. So you must always look at yourself as a brand. That is so essential. Do you know what I mean? From the way you talk to people, from the way you put out stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because just to say, because what? You've only got a small, you know, kind of fan base now, that can grow. And you know what I mean? Then you're like, oh, okay, cool. All right, safe. Do you know what I mean? So you always want to look at yourself as a brand. Do you know what I mean?
Obviously, you've been performing in Manchester. So basically, how I know Mo is basically, I started the show up north in Manchester, and Mo used to be the host for a show called The Lounge. What does that Manchester mean to you? How's it helped you? What is Manchester to you in it?
I think you know what it was with Manchester. It's like sometimes when you're in London, you're in this bubble. So the minute you perform in somewhere like Manchester, it's a different crowd who laugh at totally different things with a different perspective on life, which for you as a comic is so refreshing because you're not performing to the same people that you would normally perform to in London. You're like, "Raw, this is a different crowd, man. This is." You know, I think that's what's really important. Is what I've always liked when I've gone to Manchester. You know, some of the things that they find funny is not what they find as funny in London, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and one thing as well, you know, I remember being like, especially in comedy, you'd always, you know, sometimes you get comics that perform in Manchester and they say stuff like, "Oh, so what you guys got? You guys know what Oyster Cards is? Like, do you know where Brixton is?" It's like, guys, it's Manchester. You're not in, you're not in Texas, bruv. Like, it's only 4 hours away. Like, the world is a smaller place, isn't it? And I think you have to really, you know, whenever I've always gone to Manchester, yeah, I've always seen it as like, it's almost like another home. And I understand, you know, what they find funny, whether it's like, oh, you know, when you go Club Live and people say, "Oh, oh, you know about Live, yeah? Oh, okay, cool." Or you say, "Oh, you know, it's like when you go to Arndale or Trafford." Oh, shit, he's talking about our places. People respect that stuff because then it says,
"Yeah, we do, man.
Man, he cares about us." Do you know what I mean? Even when I mess about with the accents and joke around and stuff, you know, if people know you're doing it good, they're like, "Oh yeah, man, he gets a blind, man," because he knows it, innit? He's not just just taking it. He like, that's where they're laughing with you and not at you. And I think that's really important when you perform outside of London. You know what I mean?
It's like we all love. We take you as an adopted Mancunian anyway. So we take you as an adopted Mancunian.
Nah, do you know what it is? Yeah, the love up north, yeah, is like, bruv, like it's just like it's got its own type of banter. I can't even explain it. like it's got its own type of banter. You've got your own identity. Same with like Birmingham as well. Like they have their own banter and identity. So when you perform there, you're already welcome. As long as you're not taking the piss, you're welcome. I remember the first show I done in Birmingham, yeah? I tried to do a Birmingham accent, innit? Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, Birmingham? Oh, all right." I said something, innit? Yeah. Well, these people were looking at me in the front like, what are you talking about?
Don't take the piss.
What are you talking about? Like, you mean Birmingham? What? Bruv, I said, nah. I need to fix that up.
Hey, you know what I'm going to say as well? Obviously, for people that, like, I work with, like, a lot of entertainers and stuff.
Yeah.
Some people only come to an event if they're performing. How important is it to come to an event, even if you're not performing? Like, did you used to network a lot?
Yeah, it's still important, man. You know, I remember when I first used to do comedy, I still go to other shows and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, try and, you know, network. Networking is so important, man. And network doesn't have to be like, I think people forget networking is, some people think networking is like, I've gone on Vistaprint, I've got a card, and I've given it to you. "Hello, I'm Mo, I'm a comedian, take my card." That is the worst networking you can do. Like, bruv, it's the worst networking. If you just get a card, "What's going on, man? Yeah, man's a rapper, innit? You get me? What's your rap name? Get me the GBH1. What? That's my card. That's the worst networking you can do. The best networking you can do is maybe like, "Hey, what's going on, man? You a singer? Nice to meet you, man. My name's Justin. I do rapping as well." You know what I mean? If you ever want to collab and stuff, or, you know, rare tear, man. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be with a card, man. Do you know what I mean? Maybe just swap socials or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but don't treat networking like, it's like someone just said, don't treat it like a one-night stand. And that's so true, man. Do you know what I mean? The people who I've met at shows and become friends with, and you know, we let's say we met on a networking, like, he was a comedian, I'm a comic, I'm not performing tonight. I'd say, "Yo, bro, love your comic, man. Really funny. Sick, man. Nice to meet you, bro. Oh, cool, man. Well, listen, man, if I got any shows, I'll hit you up, man." Yeah, man, likewise. And that's how, bruv, some of my best friends today, that's how we've literally met, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, don't use your card as your, how can I say, your representative. Don't do that. "This is my business card, bruv. Yeah, hit me up." What? Bruv, dash that card in the bin, man. That's not how you do that, man. This is not how you do it, man.
You know, one thing I'll say about you as well, what you've done is that no matter how big you've got, you've always still come to Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
And where it's not even, you don't even need the money. You just come out of love.
Nah, I like,
Yeah,
bro. You see me, yeah?
It's major because some comedians, yeah, they get not even to nowhere near where you've got to, yeah, and they just start. The prices become crazy. They get on their own hype in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you've just never done that. I'll be like, oh, Mo, I need you to come down. Mo, can you come down? And you're like, yeah, I'll be there.
You know, for me, it's like I generally just love performing as well. Like I proper love doing stand up, and for me, like when I was performing, you know, there was a lot of cities like Birmingham, Manchester, Wolverhampton, Bristol. When I was my first early days, they were the audiences that would almost feel like they'd listen. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like I wouldn't get treated as like, oh, bro, like you're the new guy. Do you know what I mean? I'd feel like, oh, bro, like cool, man. People remember me, or do you know what I mean? Someone say, yeah, man, I've seen you before, man. You was at the show last month or something. Or I said, yeah, man, cool. So like, I always feel like indebted to perform at those major places that, you know, when I was first starting out, showed me a lot of love. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. People have grown with you.
Yeah, man. So that's why whenever you say, oh, boom, I've got a show, can you host it already? I said, yeah, cool, man. It's not a problem, man. Like, I'll make it happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
Shameless promo, but the Lounge is like a comedy live music event in Manchester. Mo's been part of it from day one, and it involves just like a lot of talent from the UK, especially Manchester.
Yeah, no, the Lounge is, you know what I like about the Lounge, yeah? It's like a mix of a comedy show, a night out, and like a networking event. So it's like a mixture of all three of those things. So you got the comedy for the people who want to do the comedy. You got the people that are just there to network. Do you know what I mean? Yo, what's going on, mate? Yeah, mate, Manchester, mate. Like, do you know what I mean, mate? I got like my own, like, got my own chauffeur business, mate. If you ever want something, mate, hit me up, mate. So you got the people that's networking there. And then you also have, yeah, like, it's weird. Like, I think you got people that just want to come for a night out.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Something different.
The couples, the girls on the night out, the guys on the night out, that provides them something different. That's not just raving. Do you know what I mean? That's not just a brunch. It's something a little bit different. So you mix all those three kind of things in, and it's almost the perfect night out. You know, and I think the way where it's grown in Manchester, it's huge, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing is now is like seeing where it was from the start and where it is now. And I always say, like, you know, consistency is key. I've always said to you loads of times, bruv, just do your show, bruv.
Yeah, because sometimes I used to be anxious, like, are people going to turn up?
150 people. Do you know what I mean?
Consistency, definitely. Now, obviously, you've done a lot in the last few years. Mentally, obviously, there's pros. Has there been any cons, like pressure-wise? Like, obviously, you get success, but sometimes it comes with its own issues. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I guess it's like, you got to remember, like, you're always putting yourself under pressure with this industry. Like, you're always under pressure. Do you know what I mean? The next video you're going to do, the next TV show you're going to do, you're always under pressure. But I guess for me, it's almost like I'm very much like, you know, I work hard and I work a lot.
Yeah, you work hard, man.
I have to take myself away from the work at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be 100 miles an hour trying to do work. So I think it's like you have to, like, it's hard because, you know, for me, I have to look back into hobbies that you're like, bro, what do I like? As opposed to doing comedy, what do I like? Boom. I like playing football with the guys. I like cycling sometimes. Sometimes I like DJing. To take my mind away from not being Mo, the comedian, Mo Gilligan all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, man. I think it's very important for your mental health, man. Find the things that you love that's not just, you got your thing. Everyone's creative and that's what they're good at. But there's things you might like. I know, you might like juggling. Take up juggling again, man.
Juggling, you know. How important is your circle of people as well? Because obviously your team develops.
Yeah, no, major, man. Like, I always say I'm very lucky because I've got an amazing girlfriend that's always been by my side. I've got a great family. I've got good friends. People that tell me when, you know, like, how can I say, like, you know when sometimes you need people to give you that, nah, big man, I wouldn't do that. Or, you know what, that's not really it. And I'll be honest, I don't feel like I've always had those moments, but I know they're the people that can put me back in line. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? Like when I'm asking for honest opinions, I'm like, oh, cool. What did you think of, you know, the show last week? What do you think? Yeah, that was good, but that can change. Or you know what's good when you've done that. And they're the people you need, and they're not yes men. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is major key. Yeah. Very important.
What you do not want is a bunch of yes men in your circle, or yes women. Don't have these people, man. They're not beneficial to you.
Bring the shit down.
And I think, you know, the thing is sometimes with yes men, it's not sometimes, you know, I'm not saying like don't have yes men, because sometimes you need your friends to tell you the truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need your friends to tell you the truth. And having yes men, they will never correct you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You know, you need people who are around that says, oh, do you know what, Mo? Like, you know, what was really good is when you done that. You know, that was really good, man. Or what was really good is when you done that. That worked good, but you're really good at this. You know what I mean? So you definitely need to have those people around. And people that ain't negative people, don't have them around, man. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean lock them off. That just means like, I just don't jam with you as much as I used to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
All right,
you
cool.
know what I mean?
So what 3 attributes would you say you need to succeed?
3 attributes you need. 1, you have to be like strong-willed. Like, I don't know what kind of attribute that is. You just have to be, because you're gonna want to give up more than you want to gonna keep going. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, it does, man. It's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Like,
you will have so many opportunities. You see the devil on your shoulder? It will be there more than the angel would be. Is where I can explain it. You're gonna have bare opportunities where you're like, do you know what? This is long. Let me just go and do more hours at retail because I get paid more. You're always going to get that opportunity. But even you know, you don't want to do that. So you need to be strong in it. Like, and some people say, well, how can I be strong in it? Everyone gets tested. Like, you'll get tested. And you'll know when you're getting tested, where you say, do you know what? Maybe this is the test, isn't it? And I need to see how I'm going to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's always one. I think another one, another attribute I'd always say is be a nice person, man. Like, if you're not a nice person, work on yourself, man. Read some books. Ask people, hey, man, is my attitude a bit rare to, you know what I mean? Like, but being a nice person, yeah, in this industry gets you a long way. I can't tell you how much being a nice person is. And when I say be a nice person, you can't fake it, innit? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, being kind gets you a long way. Treat everyone with the same respect. Like, the same that like when we do TV, I bus joke with the runners like I bus joke with the person that owns the TV channel. Does that make sense? Like, you treat everyone with the same respect. It's not like, yeah, big man, yeah, bounce now, bruv. Nah, bruv, you don't do that, man. You just don't do that, man. So it's very important to treat everyone that you meet with respect. You know what I mean? And when I say with respect, as I said, one, like, you can't fake it, innit? So if you're not that kind of person, then just be quiet. like, just be quiet. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's very, very important to just, yeah, man, is like, you know, being a nice person, being kind, it gets you a long way, bruv. Like, I can't tell you how far it can get you. And I think the last attribute, I'd always say, it's a tough one because I've got so many that I'm trying to think of at the same time. It's most probably, again, going back to looking yourself as a brand. You know what I mean? You have to look at yourself as a brand. It's really important. And yeah, like, when you look at yourself as a brand, just because you can be big, you can be small, but you're always putting your brand out there. This is my brand of comedy. This is it. This is my brand. This is, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why the biggest brands are so successful and you see them everywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely, definitely. No, I hear you.
So,
I hear you.
Yeah, man. You have to see yourself as a brand. Don't think that you're too small to not see yourself, and make sure you're always representing your brand. Does that make sense as well?
Wherever you go,
you're always representing your brand. Do you know what I mean?
I hear. Right. Last question for you. What would you tell Mo? What would you tell the younger Mo?
The younger Mo. It's tough because if I told myself the younger Mo, I don't know if I'd be here as the older Mo now. Does that make sense? But I think I'd say to the younger Mo, just like, I don't know, maybe just hey man, like keep going really. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe just keep going, like, because I think I put a way too much pressure on myself earlier on. Does that make sense? I put a lot of pressure on myself, being like, I need to be doing this show, then I need to be doing this show, and X, Y, Z. So yeah, I put way too much pressure on myself early on. Can you see me? Am I back now? Oh, cool. Yeah, just don't put so much pressure on yourself. There's no point. You know what I mean? Like, the older you get, the better you are. You know.
I hear that one. I agree with that totally. You should not rush it, man, because if you rise quick, you'll fall quick.
That's it. That's literally it, bro.
I hear that. Yeah, Mo, that's everything, man. I think it's been very informative,
man. It's been a lot of fun, bro.
Enjoyed it,
it's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. So, flipping, what I'll do, I'll catch up with you anyway. Thanks everyone for locking in. Oh yeah, quickly, Mo. Tour-wise, what's we just wait for updates?
Literally, when I find out, you find out. As far as I know, everything is going ahead as normal. So, yeah, man. The tour is still going ahead. Tickets are still on sale.
Okay.
And yeah, that's there's nothing's changed. A lot of people ask me this actually. What's going on with the tour, man? What's happening, man? It's like, we're still going ahead, bro. Like, it's not until November, so we got like bare time left. So yeah, we got loads of time, bro.
All right, cool. Yo, Mo, big up. Thank you again.
Love, man. Take care, bro. Stay safe.
Speak soon, yeah. Peace.
All right, big ups.